Hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello, everybody. Welcome to Girl Let's Agree to Disagree, GLATD short. We are your hosts. It's Breydon White and me, Jessica Milagros. Hello, welcome. We're so excited to have you guys. Seriously, it's been forever. I was just telling Breydon this. It's been 5 months since our last
Oh, man.
live, so it's been a hot second. And we're really excited because this is Big Brother Canada season, and we have an amazing guest with us today that's gonna dish out all the tea, the queen of season 10. You all know her. We all adore her. Let us bring in Betty.
Hello.
Thank you. I love that introduction. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here. What's good?
Hey, for real.
Hey, girl. What's up? How you doing?
How you doing? We're just gonna say hey to everybody up in the chat. Hello. For those of you who have never been on a GLATD, click like, subscribe, click to receive those notifications. I'm a little rusty. I'm gonna be a little rusty today. I haven't done this in 5 months. So also super chat is a great way to support the channel. Also, if you have a specific question for any of us and or Betty, you super chat's a great way for us to actually see it. If not, we're actually just gonna be going through what seems like a chaotic season already. But first, because we haven't really gotten down and to talk to you, Betty, like, how are you feeling now that like there's a new season? Like, you literally, this is the first time you coming in and watching this.
And shout out to Breydon, because you literally sent me a message and was like, girl, you're gonna be feeling all of the feelings. Like, tell me. You know what? It was really exciting. Like, there was so much hype behind it where I was like, oh my God, a new season. But then low key, I was also like, I don't know, you just kind of feel like, oh, this is where I was a year ago, and kind of like you want to be doing it again, but then not really, because you still kind of have those feelings. But
that part,
you know what I mean? You're just happy, but at the same time, you're kind of like reliving the game, but in the best way possible.
It's gonna be a roller coaster, definitely. I mean, I'm 3 years out now, and I still get triggered. There's still certain things where, I mean, especially your season, Big Brother 2023. I just, like, we had to stop recapping some of this stuff because we couldn't, like, I feel like a lot of people don't understand that as house guests, like, a lot of this stuff still affects us.
Totally. And I think that's why it's like so important to, like, keep in touch with some alumni, because at least you have that like opportunity to be like, I had this thought. Like, sometimes I feel like the general public doesn't really quite understand, like, that there is a little bit of, I don't know, I don't want to call it trauma, even though it low-key is, but but then you're good for like 8 months, and then one thing
it just hits you like
off where you're
like,
like, oh my God, I need to just chill out. But I know that with time, and as it gets kind of like, it's like, this is the first season, the second, and as it progresses, I'm sure it'll just be like water under the bridge, hopefully.
Sometimes. I wouldn't know. Some people have been out of the house for 6 years, and it's still, I mean, some people leave the fandom altogether. Like, they leave altogether. They just like disappear. And I mean, I guess it really just depends on the specific experience that you've had,
Totally. And I'm still obsessed with the game. Like, I think it's so fun. Like, I'm literally so excited to see all of the chaos unwind. And I'm also like grateful that I'm not like in the weeds. But now I feel like I have more of an opinion where I'm watching these videos and I'm like, ooh, girl, don't you say that. Don't be going in like that. You know what I mean? So I just feel like I guess, evolved. My super
fan. It's probably harder for you too, Betty, because like Jessica is like the only one between us 3 that like actually got like the jury experience. So like she got like the time to like decompress and, you know, like really work through everything. Versus like
Mhm.
you're just like out back into the world and you're like, huh,
I
I have
know.
all these pent up feelings and conversations I would have loved to have with people. But here I
Exactly.
am just with my thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense, and I've heard from several in different seasons, like different like you know, third place winners, runner ups, that it is really one of the hardest places to be, especially coming. I would not trade my jury experience for the world because it definitely helped me, you
Yeah.
know, just kind of unwind and decompress before seeing so many people. But
Mhm.
y'all are just like thrown to the wolves.
And you're
And
out there thinking you're gonna win the goddamn game, right?
Literally.
Like, oh shit, okay, see you. Bye.
Literally, well, thanks guys. It was fun.
Right? You're like
Bye.
dealing with it as you're about to cast your vote. You're like, what just happened?
No, literally.
But it's
no, it's true, and it I don't like to say PTSD because there's so many people with that. I mean, it depends who you ask, right? But it definitely is like things you get triggered. There's trauma. There's
yeah,
a lot of different things. It's a game, but there's just like so many emotional components to this. It's psychological warfare, really, when you're thinking
that
about
part.
it, right? And so, like, I
Exactly.
think that's why I get along with so many more Big Brother Canada people than I do BBUS because y'all never did anything to me. You know, like my husband's Canadian. I love me some Canadians.
Ooh, I love
You
that.
know, like
Love it.
Canada is my life. I love it. You know, so but US, oh, you know, not
Yeah,
the same.
exactly.
Not the
Are you
same. But
living in Canada? No. Are you living in Canada, you and your husband?
no. We live in Chicago.
Okay.
So he is from Scarborough. So
Okay.
he came over. Came over here. But yes, my husband is Canadian for
I
anybody
love
who
that.
did not know this, know a little bit of me. But we're so excited. Okay. So we're gonna get to the nitty-gritty right now. Obviously, we know the people that are watching before we get to the actual cast, which is a very interesting one, and I'm dying to know both of y'all's like thoughts on each and every single one of them. But how are we feeling about the feeds being gone? And because I know this is a big thing, a lot of people in the chat, they say, hey, there's not a lot of buzz, there's not a lot of you know, talk anymore about BBCAN because people are rightfully so kind of pissed off
Yeah.
about live feeds not happening. How do we feel about this?
I actually never saw live feeds prior to my season. So I was actually very much so looking forward to it just because like I see the community on Twitter. Like people are just they just have a strong passion for the game. So I was so excited to finally like be involved. So I was super disappointed that the feeds like are no longer. But at the same time, I'm going to trust in this. I'm going to see how it goes. Like I don't want to just like completely knock it off without actually seeing what these daily, what is it? Daily
Digital
updates,
dailies.
is that what they're called? Yeah, like well let's just see how it kind of pans out and go from there. I think that's the only thing. I do feel for the fans, like I really
Mhm.
truly do. And reading everything, I'm like, damn, I wish it could have been different, but let's just see. Let's just have faith in it and let's go from there, I guess. What about
No,
you, Brandon?
I agree. I think your season was like the first season that I actually like watched the feeds like live.
Yeah.
So like that was fun. Honestly, it's like weird because like the feeds low key become like addicting. I don't know why because like literally you guys are literally just like sitting in a backyard drinking iced coffee.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wow, I'm so invested. Like, wow, what are they gonna talk about next? So I definitely feel the same. I think it's a little bit disappointing. I think just the hard part, especially for I think fans and people that are just genuinely like fans of the show as well, is just getting to know like all 16 different house guests. I feel like maybe it would have been like a smarter, I guess, decision to maybe have a smaller cast. So
Yeah.
that way maybe it's like easier to get to know the house guests without the live feeds.
Right.
Just because I feel like a lot of it is now like on like the editors and like production side to make sure that like we're actually getting to know these people. Because
Yeah.
I know like for me when I was watching back like my season, I was like the first 3 episodes I'm not even in it. So like if I were to just go home, like no one even know who I am.
Yeah, fair.
You know, so I feel bad for I think like the house guests going in that will be like the first, second, you know, third boot, just because I feel like a lot of Canada and like whoever else around the world is watching won't really get to know them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I agree with that. I think yeah, it really does suck, believe me. Like I think that live feeds really helped my game, or people who watched my season understand my gameplay a little bit more. You know, to have to rely on edits is a little rough. Also, to be quite honest, it's the thing is that the live feeds are more so for, you know, for the people that are invested in this game, that want to see. We know that the live feeds are very, very different from an edited version. And I think someone in the chat just mentioned, you know, they better edit the hell out of these episodes because they weren't doing a good job, you know, before too much. I think maybe Betty, your season was a little bit closer to what we were actually kind of seeing in the feeds. But I mean, they're still pretty notorious for not really showing everything. It's almost near impossible. And I think for people that have been so invested in for so many years, you know, and wanting to know the backstories to every individual, the stuff that we were getting to see, yeah, it's kind of a miss on their end. And I understand that, you know, they need the money, they want the sponsors, you know, there's a lot of things behind the scenes. So like you said, Betty, I think that we just need to kind of, you know, sit back and trust the process, and hopefully that this year will be a good year. I know a lot of people are boycotting. I would never. I'm like, I feel like people are still going to watch this show. Like, I saw the cast and I was like, oh my God, this is such a chaotic mess. I'm actually glad there's no feeds. And at the same time, I'm kind of sad there's no feeds. Like, I didn't know how I was feeling about it because they were
That's
so
exactly how I felt. Totally. I was like looking at them and I was thinking to myself, I want to get to know them a little bit better. Like, you know what I mean? Like deeper, but it's just like, we'll see how it is. We'll see how it plays out. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I think it'll also be like so interesting because now, like, I know that like post like for an example, like post BB23, when like all of Twitter would like send like Tiffany clips about like the men of the cookout and be like, you need to hold them accountable like in your friend group. It'll be very interesting because like now there's nothing of the sort. So it's just like, oh, these are my friends. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, you know? Like, they didn't say anything bad about me. I know no one has like any, I guess, repercussions or to be held like accountable for anything that they say in the house.
Yeah.
Potentially.
It is kind of a mess, you know, like for any BB Canada or BB US to have to clean up, you know, the chaoticness of you know, of what people say. I'm wondering if they're doing this because more than half of this cast are complete recruits with only like one season on them. You know, I like it was very, very interesting for those who are watching in the chat. The way that we're going to do this, I mean, like, I'm not going to show videos or anything like that because obviously this is YouTube, you know, copyrights and things of that nature. So we don't want to get flagged. We're hoping that people have seen the videos. If people have not seen the videos, I would probably we'll talk about them. How much have you guys seen in regard to the cast? Because I've like searched for all the tea. I was like obsessed.
Yes. Okay. I don't know if I've seen all the tea. I definitely watched all the videos. I saw some of the interviews with Jed, like the ET videos, and I think that's kind of the gist of what I did.
Okay.
Same. Nothing too extensive on my end either.
Yeah. So do we know like that there are some people that have connects to former house guests and things of that nature?
I did see on Twitter people be posting about their BB Nepo babies, you know?
Not BB Nepo babies. He said BB Nepo babies.
Elaborate. Tell us more.
Oh no, this is just like I think 3, maybe 4 people that are like, oh, that's my best friend, or like this is such a good friend of mine, or oh my God, I know this person, I grew up with them.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, interesting. I'm like, not 4 of you on the cast. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's kind of given like since it's like I feel people are still sleeping on the season because obviously and rightfully so, people are still upset. Some people, like I said, have boycotted, so they're not. But I really do feel like the people that are boycotting are going to tune in at some point.
Really
like it's almost going to be near impossible to figure this out. Not only that, but because on a cast end, this is kind of a hot mess cast, but also because I'm going to say it. Oh, wait, I guess the first thing that I had to also say is disclaimer. Like I should put this in disclaimer. I have absolutely nothing personal against absolutely any of these people. The ideas, the views, and the opinions of each and every individual here is their own. And obviously we don't know them as humans, and we, have really nothing against them. So the way I'm going to be talking about this cast is purely based on how I think they will do in the house, kind of the red flags that I might see.
Okay.
And who knows, like I might not like them particularly right now, but I might like fall in love with them in the middle of the season. Like that's just the beauty of Big Brother, right?
Yeah. Totally. And I wanted to also make sure that I was prefacing that too.
Yeah.
Like everything that I'm about to say is literally just because I watched your video and this is how I feel about your work type or whatever the hell it is. You're probably a great ass human. I'm sure of it. This is just how I feel about in your game. And you know what? Like you said, Jess, like it might 100% switch up first episode. I might be like, okay, I'm no longer standing you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's hard.
I'm allowed to change and be flexible. So yes.
I think Winter Snowy said it personally the best. We're gonna be like Hope, and we're just gonna adapt. We're gonna adapt to absolutely everything that is put in front of us. We like them, and they did something horrendous.
Yeah.
Let's adapt. Maybe we don't like them anymore. I don't know. Maybe we're not gonna stand. We take back the stand card.
Take it back. It's a flexible card.
Exactly. It has terms and conditions that we can retract at any time.
Exactly.
I love that. So let's start. We're going to go alphabetically, and we're going to start with our girl. Well, I'm not going to say our girl because that's just a nice way to say it, but a girl, Amal. Okay, Amal. She is, and actually let me move this to the side so you guys can see her. Very beautiful. Might I add, and I know it's been said in the chat.
Yeah.
This cast is absolutely freaking stunning.
Agreed.
Stunning. What do you think, Bray?
I think some are standouts.
Okay. Well, I can't wait. Let's talk about Amal. Who wants to go with Amal? Amal is 28. She goes by the pronouns she, her. She's from Toronto. She said her occupation is super fan.
Renee.
I literally loved that when I read that. I was like, yes, girl.
It's giving summer fun employed.
Oh yes, summer fun employed. I love that. How do we think? Like she was talking about being a Big Brother fan, and not wanting any alliances. I think that was like the one.
But I saw so I know that in her Big Brother cast intro, she was like, oh, I don't want any alliances and I want to be a lone wolf, which work, live your life. But I know in the Jed one, she was like, oh, if people come to me with alliances, I won't necessarily turn them away, but I don't want to be making any alliances, which I feel like she has a bubbly enough personality that people would just come to her. But I just worry that if she's not being an active participant and helping facilitate alliances, that she might just kind of be thrown to the side,
Totally. I get it.
That's just my only worry.
I felt the same way. She literally said something along the lines of, I don't want to work with anyone. I'm an independent player. I think that was something that I heard. And that just gave me summer sales energy from my season. Because I was like, you know what? She's probably going to go in there and work her social game where everyone, this is just my vibe, like what I think, where everyone's just gonna latch onto her and think like, okay, this girl's my number one. And then she is gonna kind of like, she might play the floater card a little bit. I hope not. I really don't, but I really do get that little bit of that energy. Not saying that Summer was a floater in any way. I'm just saying that I just get that energy from her, that she's going to be someone that people like gravitate to, but she's going to be very particular about who she kind of lets in, you know?
Yeah. It's very interesting because it, like, some things I love about her, you know, she is very no muscle guys. Like, she's about to target the big dudes, the big dogs. And like, for me, that's like, of course, you know, my ears,
It's
like, it's music to my ears, saying all the right things. However, Boo thing, like, literally there's only one guy who's not a muscle guy in that. Maybe two guys. Like, this whole season is like jock central. Like, you have,
that kind of shocked me.
You're like, gonna have like a bros alliance. Like, my heart is in the Pretty Boy 2.0, and I'm so afraid for this girl because she's like, what? You're not going to have an alliance in the first couple days. And then you also want to get rid of the guys. You're going to say something. And now that's, if they're not like super close to you, we already know how the house is. And then they're just going to, you know, take that little tidbit away. And she might be, you know, on the block pretty early.
Huh.
What y'all think?
But he said, I don't think. But
no, but so we're gonna go with Summer. She's gonna be a Summer sales. Like, that's really what we're hoping for.
Yeah, I feel like Amal is gonna go far in this game. I don't know what it is. I think that she will. I think that things are probably gonna get a little bit rocky for her, like maybe mid-game, where she'll really start to probably have to, like, you know, figure out where her loyalty lies. Yeah. But I really do believe, like, in the first little bit, something in my gut is telling me that she's going to do well in the first little bit. I could be wrong, but this is just, that smile is really just like, it's getting me.
You know, I think it's either like two ways. Either she will go really far or she'll go home really, really early.
Fair.
Because I think either, like you said, people will latch on to her immediately, or they'll be like, why isn't this girl talking to me? Like, we need to get rid of her then if she's not going to talk to anyone. Yeah. But I do think from her video, like, she does seem very personable and very, like, happy-go-lucky, and someone that does genuinely seem really funny. And I feel like those people are typically the ones that people want to keep around.
Right. Okay. That was what I thought too.
All right. Well, let's go to our second. We're going to Anika. Anika, stunning. I look at her and I was just like blown away. Anika is also 28. From Saskatoon. She's an investment advisor. Who wants to start?
When I was watching, one of my red flags is truly that she really said that she doesn't describe herself as a nice person, which I'm like, we can't be calling on ourselves on national television, babe. Like, that's the first red flag. I'm like, you can't be like, yeah, I'm not a nice person, so what about it? I'm like, girl.
She just starts introducing herself like that. Hi, I'm not
like, am I a nice person? No. But, and I was like, girl, and I think she also said in her video that she's only seen one season of Big Brother and that she's like, I'll figure it out. And I'm like, I mean, I guess, babe, but like, I just think you need context, you know? Like, it's giving when people are like upset when people like lie to them, and you're like, but it's the game, babe. Like, that's the point. They're like, how could you lie to me? You're such a liar. Like, yeah, if you watch the show, you would know. But so I think that's my only worry for her. But I mean, I think, did she say that she wanted to start a girls' alliance?
No, I don't even think she knows what a girls' alliance is, to be quite honest. I don't think she's there yet. What was that, Betty?
Oh, sorry. I think it was Claudia that said the all girls alliance.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. And so, I mean, I'm mid. I have no expectations, I think. I think the same as her going in, you know?
Ew. Okay.
Not ooh.
No. I get it. Like, I have the same concerns, to be quite honest. I was like, oh no, babe, you don't say, like, my friends would not describe me as a nice person, then say you have a resting bitch face, then say you haven't watched the season, then you say how hard can it be, huh?
Yeah. And I think she said she describes herself as confrontational.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, like, it's just like red flag, red flag, red flag.
Yeah, and then she's like, how hard can it be? I'm just gonna wing it. And I love the spotlight. So it's like, okay, girl, so you just like admitted that you're there just to be on TV. Which for a Big Brother fan, that is like the last thing you want to say, because we want gamers and we want people who want to win the game, not just people that want, I don't know, to be famous, you know?
I think that it could work two ways. Like sometimes people who have never seen the game, like they're less paranoid. Like, you know, they're just coming in there doing, you know, doing some things, and it works out. They start to learn as they get in. I understand that that's not optimal for people who are super fans, for sure, who want to see gamers. But I think that it could go two ways. But I really did pick up on the, like, I'm a dancer, and like, you know, these are my moves, and like anything I do, I succeed in. And I was like, I love that energy, but like these people will eat you up. And I know that, but like,
absolutely.
Well, we'll see, right?
First off, before we go any further, we want to give our boy Andrew Miller a big hi. Hi, Drew Boo. We miss you. We love you. If you all don't know Andrew Miller, he was also on Big Brother Canada, season 6. And yeah, and he is a great supporter of our show, and he comes in to say hi and give his piece. So yeah, Andrew, also let us know your thoughts on some of these people, babe. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but I have Anika down as first boot.
It's between her and someone else for me, but when we get to them, I'll talk about them.
Okay, you could tell me who your ideas are. I just wanted to let it out there, like, not because I don't like her, think that she's, you know, stunning, but like at this point, being stunning on this cast really means nothing, because they're all so pretty. They're all so pretty that it's like, okay, I feel like all of them are going to come into the house and they're going to be like, damn, I thought I was going to be the catch. You know, I thought I was going to be the loudest. I thought I was going to be the prettiest. I thought I was going to be the this, that, and the other. I think they're in for a very rude awakening, to be quite honest.
I love that you just said that, because that was 100% my experience. When I went in there, I was like, I'm for sure going to be like the most outgoing. Like, who could be more outgoing than me? And then all of a sudden, like in a corner, like these people.
So you're like, I'm the introvert of the house.
Exactly. That's why I was like,
you would be surprised. You would be surprised how many people feel that way. I think it's a very common thing in the Big Brother community. Look, when you get cast, you're getting cast because you are pretty much the bee's knees of your community. You're the one who's doing the most. You're the most outspoken. You're the liveliest. You're the one with all the friends. You're the whatever. But then you pick 16 of those people and you're all in one house.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and that's when things start to change a little bit. And actually that happened to me as well. Like, coming into the house, I was like, oh my God, I hate all these people. I don't want to talk to them. I don't know what to do, but I also don't want to get targeted. So guess what? My ass is just going to shut up and let everybody else talk. So somebody like puts their foot in their mouth and like gets taken out. But that was literally like, I had to be very adaptable. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are coming into this house that are going to have to do the same, and other people that don't have the capability of doing that. They're not going to be as self-aware, you know, to be able to do that.
100%. I couldn't agree with you more. And then it's also making sure that you're understanding that it's a game. And I think as you progress in the game, sometimes you lose sight of that. So you're just kind of like, stay away from me, when you really shouldn't be doing that. You should be playing the game at all times. But I mean, that's something that, you know, you learn after you get out of the house for some of them.
Absolutely. Okay, let's get to our third, Miss Claudia Campbell. She is 25, I believe. She's the youngest of the girls. She's from Kensington, our marketing coordinator. Who wants to go here? Thoughts?
I thought she was a sweet girl. Like when I got her video, that was the first vibe that I got. Sweet girl. I really appreciated what she said about wanting to have a girls' alliance. Do I think that will follow through? I hope, but I really do also think like, if a guy comes in and gives her like the eye and the look, might be easily kind of swayed in. So the thing that I'm concerned with most is I hope that she can remember to play her game, She's here for her. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes they'll lose sight of that when their eye is on the showman. So I just hope that she can just show us what she's got, because I'm really loving this. I need to see a female alliance in BBCAN. Like, can we get that? Like,
she wants one. She did say that she wants. Yeah. The only thing is that she said, yeah, I want there to be a girls' alliance, but also,
but and a big but.
But if there's a tall, dark, handsome man with tattoos, which there is, I might go. I might be down for a showmance. So we're like, this is why it doesn't work.
Yeah, I agree. I would love to see, like you said, Betty, like her create like an all females like alliance, and then just really like kind of dominate the game. I will say though, just like a disclaimer, I do feel personally like the women are a little bit stronger than the men on this cast. To be honest, like to me, I'm foreseeing a woman winner. So I'm hoping that maybe this is the initiator of the Women's Alliance. That just I'm like Black Widow Brigade 2.0. Let's go.
Okay. I wasn't really getting those type of vibes, but I'm hoping. I mean, I'm hoping like she does have like the thing is that like she gives me I said this on a previous stream with my boy Bruno. Hey Bruno, what's up? Bruno. Thank you for coming to the channel. Thank you for supporting us. But I did tell him that I think Claudia, she gives me like this Heather vibe from like season 2, like and like I think because she's small in stature, that she could probably kind of hide a little bit. Nobody's really going to be looking for her. But because she's also a cheerleader, and the crazy thing is that she's a flyer, like if he's like, so you really have to have you have to be pretty brave, and you have to have a lot of cojones to just like let someone literally throw you up in the air and catch you. So she has like that sense of trust. Like once she finds those people, I think she's going to trust full-heartedly in them. She's also going to probably kick ass in a lot of the competitions where there's an endurance, where she's going to have to hold her own weight because she's so small. Like she'd be able to win, so I think that she can go pretty far if she can not be in an alliance, in a showmance, then I'm really hoping that she can get this, all female alliance going.
Totally. And I totally agree with you. Cheerleaders, like you have to have that type of strength and like balance, coordination. So I really do believe like if she can progress in this game, she will really show up. And I really believe that she can show out. It's just like, where will it go? Where will the energy go? Will it be that great, like female energy that we're looking for, as you mentioned with the alliance, or will that kind of, which I really hope not. I just hope it's not a showmance.
Girl, but that's all they gave us. I mean, like, did you see the people here? They're all single. And they're all ready to mingle. They're just like all beautiful. I'm seeing like menage a trois up in here. I'm not.
I mean, there's no live feed, so they can really do whatever they want at this point.
Yeah. Totally. It's not like we're going to see, like, we'll just see some of it,
Right.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next. We got Mr. Daniel Clark, 33. He's from Toronto, graphic designer. What do we think about this gem? Anybody?
I think that I feel like he could go really, really far. I did see like a lot of chat or a lot of like whispers, however you say it, on Twitter about him. Apparently, he's a really big super fan. He, I think, has like participated in like Sequester and stuff like that. So he definitely, I would say, like knows the game, or at least like has a very strong idea on how to play. He does seem very outgoing and very loud, which again either really works to your benefit or it goes against you. So I feel like it really just depends on like the other group of people, because I feel like some people either really vibe with like a loud, outgoing person, and then some people are like, oh, they're annoying, like I can't stand them. So I feel like, but since he knows the game, I feel like he'll be able to adapt like how he comes across or portrays himself to other people.
Yeah,
totally. I agree. I also feel like I love the energy. I love the super fan. Like I really hope that maybe him and Amal can take their super fanness and like create something. Like that would be really great. But I also got this vibe that like he could possibly play too hard, too fast. And I just think that could really work to his demise. So he really, I think, needs to go into this because he already has a big personality, which sometimes can make you a target, even if you don't want it to. So it's just like he's gonna really, I think, gonna have to build the loyalty and find out like who he's going to be able to really work with and kind of lay low because that's just how I see it.
Yeah.
I agree. I think in his, like the one thing that I was like worried about as well is I think in his interview with Jed, he was like, oh, I want to do it all. Like I want to, be part of Blind Sides. I want to win comps. I want to do this. I want to do that. And, definitely very possible. But I think like Betty said, like you have to take it like day by day and not get ahead of yourself and be like, oh, I'm a super fan. So, I need to make sure that I can blindside someone. I can, win an HOH, that I can win a veto and that I can, target this person. I want to backdoor someone.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot to try and fit it all in once. And sometimes, like Betty said, you can catch yourself playing a little too fast, too soon. And so I hope that he's able to gauge and be like, you know what? Maybe I am going a little too hard. Everyone else is just kind of chilling. Like, to me, he seems like the one on day one that is going up to everyone, like, trying to start an alliance.
No, not that.
He did say, he said that he wanted to start, not start, but he said he wanted to be a part of all of the alliances. He has his, like, little binder. He knows exactly, like, what to do. He's been trying out since season one. He is, like, super, super, super fan. If we were to name the super fan of the season, I think Daniel would be it. He has played Sequester. I know they say like he plays orgs. He's played Sequester. I've also played Sequester. It is not an easy game by any means. It's actually not the only difference. There are a lot of similarities between Big Brother and Sequester, mainly because it was a Big Brother Houseguest. Former Houseguest that created Sequester. And so it's kind of a very fast-paced game. So my worry is that he would be going pretty fast, but he is actually a Sequester. He is a winner. He's like he has won those games. Have been a lot of different orgs where he has either won or been close to winning. I know orgs, and I'm going to hear from a lot of people, orgs are not the end all be all of, obviously orgs and Big Brother being in the house are two completely different things. I get that. I think that this is a very different type of super fan where it gives me more I'm not going to say Kevin because Kevin was a very chill guy, right? Like he wasn't like wild and crazy. But he's definitely not like the first Boots or the second Boots, like a Frenchie or anything like that.
I think unless like he gets like shafted by like some type of twist, like I don't see him being like a first boot at all.
Me either. I think he'll go. I think he'll go to jury.
I think a minimum he goes to jury.
Minimum to jury, yeah.
Okay, this is a hot take, but he is actually my winner pick.
Okay.
I'm good. You know what? I said let's go all the way. I have so much confidence in him. We saw like I was also Kevin was on my draft as one of my winners as well, and he won. So I'm like and actually the thing is that I didn't pick Kevin because I necessarily liked him or got along with him. I said if this guy it was like literally on a whim, and I said if he's not first boot, he is going to win. That was like that was my reasoning. And I ended up winning the draft. That's great. But with him, I kind of have the same feelings. I don't think he would be a first boot. I'm hoping that he he just proves us right and that he's really thinking about it. I saw somewhere in the chat that they said he is actually pretty calm and collective, But I mean, he's excited. I was so excited when I got on the show, like you have that natural excitement and then you gotta kind of have to calm down, right?
No, I agree. I think it just, like I said, I think it just depends on like his castmates, because I know like for me, when I went on, like I think a lot of people weren't that willing to work with me. Like people thought I was funny and they liked me, whatever, but I don't think anyone really wanted to like work with me versus like Josh last season. Like it seemed like everyone wanted to work with him. So I think it depends on like how he's gonna come across to people. Do you know what I mean? Versus like I feel like he has all the tools in his tool belt to be able to take home the win. I think it just also depends on like everyone else that's there.
That is such a good point. Like bang on, because you really don't know. Like you think you can go in there and your bubbly personality will allow you to get far, but like it might not be received well from the other house guests. So it'll be really interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah. He's looking, he says he gets along with everybody, but it's very apparent that he's looking for some girls to, to just gotta get in with. He says he wants to find his good sis. I see a couple of girls that would definitely kind of connect with him. Breydon, what are your thoughts about them comparing him to you?
I mean, listen, I personally don't think we seem very similar. Besides, I guess, physicality. I mean, like, the way we look, I guess, or like the fact that we're like Black and gay. Like, I don't know. To me, I don't see like the resemblance, but also I've never met him or spoken with him. So, I mean, maybe if he's really cool, calm, and collected, I mean, I feel like that's very similar to me. But I think just based off his cast video, I wasn't like, oh, that's me right there.
I didn't get those vibes either at all.
This is the first I'm hearing of it, because when I saw him, I instantly thought of Moose from my season. And I was just like, I got that energy. But
that's what I said.
I get Moose energy.
I said Moose, or even like, I think from my season, I would say he's like more similar to like, I think like Victoria, like energy wise, like just the way he came across in the video. Like super fan, high energy, wants to, get everything done, which, that's what I got. But I mean, we'll see.
Okay, love. Okay, let's go to the next. We got Dan Zabo. He is 28. He's from Niagara Falls, and he is a DJ. A lot of his videos were just, him in music. Like apparently he's a really big deal in China.
I got that too. Yeah. Literally, that is all I got from that video. At the end of it, I was asking myself, like, does this guy know about the game? Like, I didn't get that at all from the video.
That's what I was wondering, but I think Victoria said that she knows him. So obviously, like he must know something about the game.
I don't know. I think that he'll probably be able to coast through the game for a little bit.
I think so as well.
Yeah, especially if there's a male alliance, which there usually is. I think that he'd probably be a top contender to be in that alliance. But as for like, I honestly didn't get any real feeling about him at all when it came to like gameplay or anything. I just, at the end of it, I was like, all right, he's a DJ, and that's great.
Okay, he's a DJ.
I agree. I think in one of his, I don't know if it was like on like the get to know the cast, whatever it was, but I think he said that he wants to create a big alliance and then kind of like lay low in the alliance, which I feel like that definitely gets you at least far, at least, to jury. I think it just depends on how is he going to navigate the relationships like within the group as well as like outside of the group,
Yeah.
He again, I guess saying he's a good-looking cat just doesn't mean anything in this season because they're all really great looking. I think that out of all of the guys, he's probably one of the more, I don't know, he feels a little emo. Like he gives me like these emo vibes.
Very calm. I got calm vibes.
Yeah, like calm emo, but like painted fingernails. He's a DJ. He loves music. Like like super. He says he likes people who don't take themselves too seriously. So
and like good luck in the Big Brother house. Like literally, everyone's gonna take everything so seriously, and you're just
like, why did you look at me like that?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you breathed on me. I'm putting
Can
you
you
on.
believe that he took the peanut butter out and didn't leave it for me? That's so rude.
Or like, can I have some dinner? And they're like, if I make enough for you.
Literally, I don't know if there's enough that I made. And
You're like, okay, fine. I'll just do it myself. Anyways.
Don't worry, I'll put you out this week. Don't worry about it.
It's like,
oh my God. What is a scene kid?
That's emo. That's what emo.
Oh, okay.
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 I get that vibe
it's kind
from
of the precursor.
Like, he probably
very chill, like
before electronic music, you know?
Very that.
Totally.
Very that. Yeah, I think like he's just someone that I think that he'll go far because I don't think that he'll be like really loud or anything. And I think he'll just kind of like purposefully like kind of try to like fade in the background and just like keep to himself, do his like silly little things, play a silly little game. And then, maybe he'll turn it up later on.
Yeah, and he said no showman, so it's interesting to see how that plays through.
I feel like that's what every man that comes on here says. And then they're locked away for 2 weeks and they're like,
yeah, they give me the
"You're looking
showman.
pretty nice. I can't lie."
Yeah. For real. And I see a couple girls that would probably pair well with him. So, and I'll mention once they come on. But yeah, I think the one interesting thing about him is that he does ice baths, which I don't know, maybe that would be a good thing in the BB house. I mean, is he going to
go against him?
Yeah, it might help him for a comp or two.
Sorry, but yeah, he won't be able to do the ice baths in the house, which probably calms him down. So I'm sure his stress levels will be through the roof. I'm just saying.
Like I do ice baths, not like a lot or often, but like I do like to do not the ice baths, but like I do like to do cold water plunges and things are like that. So I mean, yeah, it's not easy.
Literally, it could never be me, but I'm really.
But that's one of the reasons why I did okay when I was a have-not when I was on slop, because you are on slop and you also had to take ice cold baths, like you can't, or showers.
Yeah, that's it. That's a US thing.
And yeah, I know you guys don't do that. So unfortunate for him, I guess the ice baths won't really do him any good.
I think so. I know that. Was it your season, Betty, that you guys had like water, right?
Yeah, when I was on that, remember that?
Yeah. So I mean, was it cold? Because if it's cold, I mean, maybe
down your back and stuff. Yeah, I guess now you guys are making it makes sense. Yeah, because he'll probably have to take a cold shower, and there will be times where he probably won't eat. So maybe that'll allow him to be chilling. I don't know.
Who knows? But yeah, I wouldn't say I have like any red flags with him right away or anything. I'm very neutral.
Exactly. That's how I feel too. We'll see how he plays out. Like, I always find it interesting when people say they don't want a showmance and then they end up in a showmance. Because there's another guy this season that's like very like, I'm looking for love. And I'm like, you picked the right show just because.
Well, I mean, we'll get back to this one, but this going into Hope, where this is Hope. He's 23, youngest one in the house, from Ontario, Milton, a skills coach. I laugh when I think of him because his favorite word is adaptable. That's what I know the most about. What do y'all think?
I think he seems like a little cutie. He seems like he will probably like super sweet. He's really athletic, as we all saw in his video. So I think like he said that that will probably be like a red flag for some people, especially like Amal, who will see this big buff man and be like, wow, he's gotta go. But I think that he's so goofy that I think some people will look past it. Not he's definitely breaking up with his girl. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I agree as well.
He was like, "Oh no, that's like, you looking for love," and he's like, "No, I have a girl back home. I'm very happy." I'm like, "You don't sound very convincing."
I literally got that too.
I'll do what I gotta do.
I hope he can remain faithful in that house. But look at that smile. Are you kidding me? He's gonna come in, and I just hope he can. I don't know, but I really thought he was a very charismatic. He seemed so genuine. He's the youngest in the house, so I really do want to see him get far, but at the same time, I think his charm will be what will allow him to bond with other house guests, and I do believe that he's going to be a physical threat. Like, look at him.
Oh
I
yeah.
agree.
Oh my gosh, did you see him jump? Like, I was like, okay, this guy, they're
Wakanda training. I was like,
yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
What kind of training? I do love his energy. I think he's very charming. The one thing I didn't like was definitely the fact that he said he had a girl, but he was gonna get in a showman. So I'm like, how the hell is this gonna work out? Like, how, but that he's not gonna take it too far like Jed. His energy with Jed was just so awkward, and it was just so funny. The what?
It had me cracking up. I was laughing because they were bantering back and forth. I was like, this guy.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I wonder how he will do it. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll either be like a big target just because he has a lot of muscles, or he'll just be part of like that dynamic power alliance from the beginning that, just kind of runs the house.
Yeah. But yeah, another person who also doesn't look like he knows a lot about the game.
I agree.
So, and as being the youngest, I don't know. It'd be a very interesting dynamic. He kind of, as being the youngest, kind of gives me a little bit more of those kind of Jamar vibes. Like he's just kind of gonna be like the man of the scene stealer, the guy of the house. The one who cracks everybody up, the one who's not taking things too seriously. But I also feel like there's going to be a lot of people who aren't going to be okay with that.
Yeah. I also think he could potentially he could play fast, hard as well. Yeah. Just because, like sometimes and I hope this doesn't happen, but when it's the youngest person in the house, they feel like they have something more to prove.
Absolutely.
So coming in there and like guns blaring. So I really hope that he can just chill. He's already gonna by his muscles and stuff, he's already gonna be a threat, like I had mentioned. So I hope that he can really take that and just kind of lay low. And I really do believe that there will be a guys alliance, and I sure bet you he's gonna be in the forefront of it. I just hope that he can possibly lay low in it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I'm not looking forward to that, to be quite honest. I was like, not a guys alliance, please. No. Not a guys alliance. Oh God. Okay, our next is Jonathan Leonard. He is a 33 from Newfoundland. I love Newfies. I love them. He's a fisherman. He's a dad. He has, a wife and kid at home. I'm calling this right now. I think he's going to be Canada's favorite player. I feel he's got
he's from the East Coast, so I feel like that's just automatic shoe-in. Well,
100%. He seemed like such a sweet man. Like after I got it, I was like, what a genuine, nice man. That's what I got from him. He seemed just really sweet and kind, but he might come up and show out and just be that cutthroat guy. Like, who knows? But that's not the vibe that I got from him initially. I just thought sweet man who's going to probably going to go in there and get with the guys, or maybe find someone that might be close in age. Like, isn't that usually what happens where you try to find someone who's like similar to you?
Yeah.
And then we'll probably be like that loyal alliance member.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, he seems like almost, I feel like, too loyal. Like, to me, he seems like someone that gets like blindsided or gets turned on just because he does seem like very trusting and like just very sweet.
It's weird. In the chat, someone says Jonathan annoys me. He seems like a bro. I don't get those vibes from him, and like I'm not the bro-y kind of girl. Like I don't really like the bros. If anybody's seen my season, they would know that I don't like bros. There's a few exceptions here and there, but with him, I got like what you said, Betty. I get the sincerity. I get the, he's like such a down to earth guy. He seems like he would be very loyal. He seems like he's doing this, he's doing this for his family and everything. And I know that some people could manipulate that, but I feel like he's not one to manipulate that. He's just very sweet. And he looks like a Canadian Thor. Come on, let's get, if anybody loves like that look, that Thor look, or the brawny, just that's, I don't know. I'm like respectfully in love with him, but like not like respectful, because I know he has a wife. I know he has a wife and kid. I'm like, he's not my winner pick, but he is like someone I want to see go far. I really like him as, as just an overall person. I think he would get along with someone like Claudia that we saw, the little one, who maybe
absolutely.
take,
East Coast Alliance.
Yeah, that little East Coast Alliance, take her, be her big bro, I see, unfortunately, I don't see him really getting along with Daniel. I think that they're two very different people, and he says that he kind of doesn't like people with very out there personalities. So that might not be a thing, but I don't know.
Doesn't he give you Will from Big Brother Canada season 6 vibes? Like the second I saw him, that's who I thought of. I just thought they might even have similar games, but that's just my assumption.
Potentially.
That's who I kind of. But he's a very handsome man. I'll give him that. Like when I think of like handsome man, he's a handsome man.
Yeah, he's from Tina's. He's from Tina's hometown.
Paradise, right?
Yeah, from Paradise. They don't know each other, but I think
will after this.
But I'm surprised. I'm surprised that they wouldn't know each other, right? Or have known of each other. But yeah, I think I'm really excited to see where he goes. And like I said, I'm rooting for him just because he just seems like such a nice, genuine guy. So hopefully he'll go far. We'll see. Okay, so we've got John Michael Sosa. He's 28 from Bradford, Ontario. He's a project manager, and he's also considers himself a super fan. What do we think?
Sean, you go first.
I was just going to say, no, he seems very high energy, very bubbly. I do feel like people will, I think, like him. I know that I think he's also like technically a super fan because I know he's watched a lot. So I feel like to me, he gives like gamer vibes. Like I feel like he will come in with like a plan of like how he wants to play. I just worry that he may play a little too fast too soon, especially because he's like, oh, I have this pressure of like my family watching, and we watch every episode of Big Brother together. So I worry like stuff like that where he's like, I just want to make my family proud and like do this big thing.
That's exactly what I got too. Like I was like so kind, so genuine. We'll probably get in like with a group, and then I believe that he could possibly be the one that all of a sudden wants to backstab an alliance member. Like
that part where he's like, let's just get rid of him.
Yeah,
like,
and
we don't need to do that yet.
Yeah. That's the vibe I got, where I was just like, that super fanness. He might just want to like be in a really good place and then just be like, it's over now. I want to do something really big. And I feel like in this game, you just got to chill.
Yeah, I agree with that. Someone says instantly love the outfit. We love a man in paisley. I love that for him. The color, everything. I feel like he's very stylish. I agree. He might play a little hard, but I think he has like weeks. That's the only thing that's kind of off, is like he has weeks of when he wants to like throw the comp or do this, that, and the other. Planned. Yeah, very, very planned. He has a lot of energy. I love that he was like that he watches with this family, right? So he's like, yeah, he would totally shred the letters. Oh, wouldn't we all? We would all shred the letters. Yeah. So I feel like hopefully maybe if he says he's that type of guy who would shred the letters, I feel like he said the hardest part is going to be him being quiet. Right. And I know that there's going to be a couple of people in the house that are a little bit more introverted than extroverted. That might, be a little bit of a little problem. I would love to see whether or not he actually gets along with Daniel, because he's a super fan, but he's not planning on telling anybody he's a super fan. He's kind of going to tell people, oh, I don't know what a veto is. I don't know if that's believable.
Yeah, I don't think that's a smart idea, especially when you start going in and start asking people questions about the game. That becomes the number one red flag.
Especially early on.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see how he does under pressure, especially being a super fan. I want to see like how he'll react when his back's against the wall.
Mhm.
I'm very curious about him. So we'll see.
I
Yeah.
agree. And shout out to Andrew, mentioning, look at him repping the representation, for the Asian community. Shout out to does it,
Yes, I love
that.
that. Okay, we got Kuzie. Was it Big Daddy K? Oh my gosh, I freaking adore this woman. But
Obsessed.
Obsessed. 29. She's from Victoria, BC. She's a 911 operator and considers herself a master manipulator. Who wants to start?
Don't know.
I'm gonna start. She's my actually winner pick.
Period.
She's my second. Like I'm kind of like trying to figure out. But go ahead, Betty. Yes, your winner pick. Get it?
Oh, I loved the energy. I love the like, I'm a badass bitch. Let's go. And then I also, on the flip, she's a 911 operator. And I think I heard Kevin say this in an interview with Jed, and it spoke to me so well. It's like your job is going in as a first responder and dealing with some of the most wildest situations that I probably can't even understand. You're going to come into this game, and I really do believe that you're going to take those skills and they're going to be transferable, and you're going to really show up and show out. And I'm just so excited to see her play. I just love the energy. I love that she's from Victoria too. Like what West Coast represent. She was a pageant queen as well for Zimbabwe. Like it was just like one thing after another that I was hearing, and I was just like, I'm going to stan you.
A period. My stand card is out in full, ready to be clocked in. I'm ready to punch in. To me, she seems like someone that will be like very funny, very like happy-go-lucky in the house. But I think the people that she aligns with will see that she's, I think, a lot more intellectual than they think. Like to me, I think when they just see her probably night one, they're gonna be like, oh, this girl is so fun. Like she's probably very, lighthearted, maybe even airheady, because maybe she'll mention the pageants, who knows. But like I think deep down she'll be a lot more strategic. And I know that when they asked her what her strategy was, one thing that was a big green flag for me is she said she's going to read the room and align herself with strong players, and players considered weak, to make sure that she keeps her numbers good, which I think is something very important. I think a lot of Big Brother players could take a class in being able to read the room. Just because I think that if you're able to read the room, you can honestly probably navigate a lot of situations that the general population apparently can't navigate, where you're like, oh, you couldn't tell the tension was high, so you decided to say that. Oh, okay. No, makes sense. You're going home. Don't worry about it. You know what? This is good, you guys. We found the third nominee. We out. But yeah, and I think she said that she also wants to manipulate the vote to like always suit like her best interests, and to twist the truth to whatever like her needs are. So to me, like she seems like, again, like similar to Daniel, I feel like she has all the tools in her tool belt. I think it just depends on like what cards are dealt to her in the game.
Definitely.
I agree with all of these points and the points that the chat is saying. I'm dying, and I gotta, Drew, he's just gonna be calling 911 just to say hi. He's gonna be like, hello, is Kuzie there? I got an emergency. I'm dying. But everything about her, she gives me baddie vibes in the best possible way. In the best possible way. Not baddie vibes, I'm insanely jealous of you, but baddie vibes, like I want your energy to just like rub off on me, because you are just, your energy is so fierce. That is the type of, and I love women like that. I love being in that, just in that realm of boss babes like this. I'm really hoping that that Daniel, it finds his good sis in her, that they're kind of like my final two. I'm really hoping that they can just kind of like get along. Please just get along in the house, just because you never know, sometimes you have like your favorites and they don't even like each other.
I know, exactly. You know what I was doing today too? I was replacing, Cozy by Beyonce. I was replacing Cozy with Kuzie, and I was like singing it, getting myself ready. I was like, you know what? This is what it's gonna be. I thought it was clever.
Actually, oh my gosh, I was right about to say this, Jordan. I was right about to say this. She was reminding me, she was giving me LaToya vibes. I don't know, Bray. Look, not in that way, like, because it's a little bit different when, like, we're talking about cop vibes versus 911 operator vibes, right? Little different. I feel like LaToya has a little bit more of that masculine energy, but I do feel like she reminds me of LaToya in the sense that what you all said, Breydon and Betty, it was the wants to manipulate the vote to her, to her liking, wants to be able to control certain things like that. Like, I feel like LaToya was kind of that type of player, like where that she wanted to be in like control of a vote, or she was really kind of in control of like her alphas, or, like was in that mix in a very different way, not in an exact LaToya way, like it's not like, but in that feminine sense of the like in a little bit more graceful way. I feel like Kuzie would do that.
I understand what you mean, like wanting to kind of like dominate and kind of have like more like say and control over like what happens. To me though, I feel like Kuzie will be a little bit more lighthearted and more fun in a sense. Like I feel like she won't take herself too seriously. And I think that she will be able to take like other options as an option. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe she'll want the vote to be this way, but she'll be like, well, if 7 people are telling me no, maybe I ease back on this one.
Yeah, there's just something about her.
Yeah.
I could totally see that. But everything about her is just such a win. I just hope that she's able to do it gracefully and that nobody like catches on to her. I think, like you said, Breydon, I love the fact that she said that she wanted, to team up with, with an alliance of people that can elevate her to that next place. Like she's already looking at these house guests as pawns, and as chess pieces. And I love the fact that she's coming into the game very aware of like that already, but it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like as she's talking, it doesn't feel like she's using them, but she's totally using them, right? So it's like, yes, girl.
I'm saying she's already winning me over. I'm like,
I know.
I think she might be like, based on the feedback I've seen on Twitter, the favorite, like preseason favorite. So I just am so excited to watch her play and to see it all unfold. So like she's my number 1 pick.
Same, babe.
All right. I had to give her my number 2, but I see her all the way. If she was to win, I would not be mad at all. I just, okay. Now we got Roberto Lopez. He's 30. He's from Toronto. He's a gym manager. He's so cute.
Wow.
Like I was looking at his, like the picture doesn't even do him justice, eh? But like I was looking at him and I was like, dude, these tats, I couldn't take my eyes off him. I was like, oh, these girls are in trouble. Yeah, and I'm a married woman.
I see Claudia very much so falling for this man.
I literally wrote that down. I wrote that in my thing. I was like, that is gonna be the showman's.
It will be.
It was between actually him and then also someone else and Claudia. I just a toss up. We're gonna get to them, so I'm gonna just save it.
I think I know who you're talking about, but
yeah,
I see.
But and he also in his video said he's looking for love. I believe those were the words that he used. So I mean, it can't be hard in that house, especially looking like that.
That part, especially being locked away, it will be very easy to him. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's not gonna have any problems. I don't feel bad for him at all. I do see the Claudia bit. Claudia said, well, if there's a if there's a tall, dark, and handsome with tattoos, then I'm in trouble. Yep, okay, that's him, because you're tall, dark, and handsome with your tattoos.
Exactly.
Other than that, like, I mean, he's a gym manager, but the crazy thing, and what a lot of people don't know, is that he has a master's degree. So let's not dismiss that he can be a very smart person. He hasn't watched much of the Big Brother, but at the same time you have like this is a bro season. He's definitely one of the bros.
To me, he gives like he could almost be like a Gino, you know?
I mean,
Yes.
it depends though, because like I feel like Gino's also like quiet, low key. Like, really gonna have to see how this unfolds. Like, I find this guy a little bit extroverted, and maybe that's just perception. Could he be like playing maybe a similar game? Perhaps, like maybe he finds like a love interest and he, you know, dominates in a showmance. That would be interesting to see. Or I could see him, like you said, Jessica, really just taking on that like alpha male role with the other alpha males, and then kind of, you know, going far that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really what I got from him. From his video, I really did get like very kind heart, genuine. But I think that in terms of gameplay, I think it's someone that's gonna latch onto the guys and then and go that way.
Yeah, I think
you know, Steph from your season, right?
Yes.
Yes, I saw that on the internet.
Yeah, I was just about to say that he does know Stephanie from BBCAN10. So maybe he knows a little bit that he's not saying. I don't know. I feel like he did say that he's only like watched a couple seasons. I don't know what those seasons would be, but we'll see. He does seem like very genuine and very, very nice. He's Italian. He's Italian and Mexican Canadian.
Love it.
So that's a nice little mix for you. I think when you see a Mexican mixed with an Italian, I don't really see him. I see someone a little bit louder. I'm really expecting someone a lot louder. I'm thinking, who knows? Maybe he's like a Bruno of sorts, you know, that he's just gonna, you know, come out in the house and just like start yapping away. I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see. I mean, he's also a gym manager, right? So like,
I think he's gonna show us his extrovertness. Like, I'm really like, the video was just like a little peek, and he's gonna show up and like be that extrovert. I don't know why that's the energy I'm getting from him.
Let's hope, because there's not much on him other than that, right? Other than all of that and him knowing Stephanie. So
he looks ready to give a sales pitch.
Yeah, right. He does. Okay, next up we got Renee. Renee is 24. She's from Vaughan, Ontario. She's a law student. And she loves makeup. She had a crap ton of makeup. Oh my gosh. In that video, she had a lot of makeup.
Yeah, I think that she's going to be like underestimated. I really do think that she is going to play that girly, like, you know, kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing part. And like, I really hope that she can take the, you know, the analytical, like lawyer skills that she has and play the game. But I think that we're probably going to see a lot of gameplay with her come like mid-season if she makes it that far. I think she'll really play that, you know, I'm a pretty girl, like, you know, I'll kind of fly under the radar kind of vibe, maybe get flirt
with the guys, you know,
exactly under the radar. And then when her back is against the wall, I think we're really going to see her start showing up, especially in those mind comps, and really be a top contender.
I don't think I think in the chat they said is she also part Matisse? No, she's not the one. I think that's Santina, but no, she's not Indigenous. Not Renee. I think I'm actually gonna do the hot take here. She's one of my first boots. Like I thought she was a lot. Like, as soon as she started talking, I wanted to turn off. Respectfully, with all due respect, I wanted to turn off the TV.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why it depends on like how her castmates feel, because you could have like a Betty who is like, nah, she seems like she's gonna be chill and like sweet, or you could have people like you who are like, oh no, like she needs to go, like I can't stand her.
Yeah, she's gonna.
You know,
be,
like it's so different.
Yeah, she's definitely going to have that vibe in the house. Like she did say, which there were things that I really liked. I mean,
Mhm.
she said she wanted to be in a all female alliance, right? In
Mhm.
a women's alliance, which I'm like,
Mhm.
oh great. She can, you know, she can kind of get together with Claudia and maybe she can do that. But like everything about her really made me think that she's way over her head. You know, she lives with her parents. She is pretty much, or she made it sound like she was catered to a lot,
Mm.
and that she was a lot to handle.
The
And by
bougie dinners.
talking,
I know that she says that her I'm, like, looking at it right now, she says that her strategy is to be fluid and flexible, but she wants her gameplay to stand out to viewers, but almost be non-existent to other house guests. So, I mean, if she follows that, I mean, she could do well.
wait, so she's like saying that, yeah, like, so she's basically just gonna be like whatever and very aloof and just like
Just kinda go with the
bubbly
flow of the house.
and out of there to pretend like she doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, but then, like, on the backside, she wants, her game to stand out to viewers as, like, I guess, probably almost more of like a, like, pulling the strings behind the scenes kind of
Like a
play.
Mm.
mastermind kind of energy. I doubt that that's
Yeah.
from her.
I know. But she's like, I doubt that that's even
But he
gonna
said,
be the
"I'd
case.
like to see it.
I
I'd
don't
I
like
would
to see a
like to
try."
see it.
Oh,
I would like to see the lawyer. You know, I always want to root for the women like that are like, you know,
Period.
I always
absolutely,
want to
absolutely.
genuinely, but like, do I think that she's going to be the mastermind? No, but I think that she'll definitely fly under the radar for the first little bit. And if she plays her cards right, she probably won't really have to play until like middle of the game. I hope that we can see like her, you know, like I said, her lawyer skills show up and like us see some really like good gameplay, but I don't think that we're really going to see that until the end or like until her back is against the wall, or she might just lose it altogether. And
like when she's on stage talking to Yirsaw about what went wrong.
yeah, exactly.
You know, someone told me, well, you know, like a Spicy V had like a lot of energy too. She kind of had similar energy, but she was able to kind of like bring it down a little bit and, you know, take her moments in the house where she kind of separated. Braden's laughing. But I was like, if this girl can do that, then okay. But
I'm laughing because I remember after the show, Victoria was always like, "Yeah, I just knew my personality was a lot, so like that's why every day I would just like go to the bedrooms and like just fold my clothes. I could give you guys a break from me."
that's a
It's so
self-aware
sweet.
queen. I mean,
No,
if
that's
she's
what I'm saying. That's why I'm like,
self-aware,
it's so funny to me.
we love ourselves as self-aware queen. That's why I'm saying,
100%.
like, I think Amal, the very first girl that we were talking about, she says that she's a very self-aware queen, hence the not wanting to be a part of alliance because she's bad at she doesn't trust herself in terms of like with people's vibes in the first, you know, like in the
Yeah, she
first
can't tell people's
few.
true intentions right off the bat.
Yeah, so she's not a good judge of character. I
Okay.
love myself an aware queen who says I'm not going to do anything because I have a shitty, you know, sense of, you know, like picking the wrong people, you know, and I love that. But, you know, but this girl, it's like when it was like all of this, and then it was like law student, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, I was so confused, respectfully. And I was just like, okay, so I want to root for you, but baby girl, like if you were in my house, like I would really, I'd be like, hey, let's get rid of girl.
Not that.
I was like, I couldn't imagine myself 79 days or 99 days or
But do
however
you
many
think
days.
maybe because like we're digging in deep here, but do we think that maybe because she is like a female in a very like male dominated like career path, maybe like that's why she always like feels like she has to stand out to people instead of like, fade away in the background?
I mean, maybe like that could be, but we also like, she's studying law right now. You know
Yeah.
what
I guess that's true.
I know, like, but maybe I'm not like I never want to discredit
Of
like
course, same.
that anyway, but I do really believe that like when there are a lot of men in the house, like, and there's a pretty girl, sometimes they want to like protect them, and like that happens, and
But they're all pretty, Betty.
I know. I was saying that. I was like, well,
but they're all like
I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah.
mean, look, again, respectfully, because I don't know her, I don't want to be right about her. This is just literally the first impression that I got. I'm hoping she could totally come in and not act that way at all and not do absolutely any of that, and me be like, oh my God, I stan her. I really love the way she's playing this game. But as of right now, she's kind of high up in my first boot list. Like,
fair.
She's kind of up there. So we shall
pre-jury.
She's pre-jury for sure. In my end, like she's pre-jury for sure. But like, of course, there's not enough stuff for us to go by.
Exactly.
It's all, Jordan said it. It's all first impression.
Look, I hope you prove me wrong. I hope you are the mastermind of the season. I really do.
Absolutely. It would be so refreshing. I kind of hate because all these house guests just have such intense character, like that. I'm so sad that we won't be able to see this play out in feeds, Okay, now we have Santina Carlson. She is who the chat was talking about in terms of Métis. Like, she is Thai and Métis, and like, so this is our Canada's Indigenous representation. She is 29. She's from Edmonton, an esthetician, and actually, you get a feel that she's kind of a minimalist. She's quote van life and like trying to get rid of her worldly possessions. I kind of love her, but she's very chill. She has some chill vibes. What do you all think?
Yeah, that's exactly the vibe that I got. Like when I watched her video, like I wanted to immediately stan her because I was like, you're from Edmonton. I'm from Edmonton. Hey. I want to rep it so hard. But then when I saw her video with Jen, I got like very low energy. And maybe that's the nerves. Like, and then it kind of got my mind thinking, like, if you're kind of going to be quiet in that house and low energy, that's going to paint a big target on your back, especially in the beginning when people are, socializing and like wanting to like establish relationships. Like if you're going to be kind of taking a backseat that early on, I think that could put you in danger. And then I also got like, if you're not really going to be forming like strong relationships, you might kind of float along a little bit. So I hope that doesn't happen, but that was just the initial reaction that I got from video versus interview. But yeah, she could just be nervous too. Like that could have been it. Like obviously if Jetson was interviewing me and I didn't know, I would be extremely nervous as well. But yeah, that's just what I got. Kind of like chill. I didn't really know how she would kind of play. So that kind of left some question marks in my brain.
I agree. I think very similar. I know she mentions herself as kind of being like the ditzy girl of the group, which could be cute, or it really could just like go against her because she might just be a little like naive to what's really going on, and just not really in the know. Like people might keep her around, I think, more so as like a number, just because like she's sweet, she's quiet, but never really like let her in on anything, and she might be like, yeah, like I'm in with them, like it's great for me. But at the first chance, like she's the first one that goes. So
yeah, I was seeing that too, Breydon. I saw her and I got Melina vibes, Betty, from your season, and I don't want that to happen to her because I like her. She has like a really good vibe to her, but she also was like, she's kind of a loner. She's, she doesn't have roommates, or she's been by herself for a very, very long time. Yes. She kind of doesn't like people. Like, I'm like, oh no, like, okay, Melina 2.0.
Exactly. And you go into that house, you guys know, first of all, you're overstimulated by all the lights. Then everybody wants to talk. And if you're like in the first 3 days, kind of just keeping it low key, that's number one going to point the biggest target on your back, because the first HOH doesn't even really know who they're going to put up. So they'll be like, you're quiet, you're up. You know what I mean?
No one's talked to you? Okay.
Literally, you looked at me off. I'm sorry. It's like they look for anything that early in the game. So as someone who's been living on her own, like I'm like, listen, you're gonna be sharing a bed. You know what I mean? Like I want to be proven wrong though.
I do too. Oh my God. Someone's like, I could see her being a BB16 Victoria. I'm like, Wow.
I think it's just because of like the ditzy comment, like if she really is like that ditzy, then it's like maybe potentially, she's just gonna be very oblivious to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I hope. I mean, like, I really hope she proves us wrong. There wasn't much to go off of. The energy that she had in her BBCAN video, and the one that she had with Jed were two completely different people.
180s.
Yes. I was like, what? I want to stand you. I love people who are from Edmonton because there's never, ever many people from Alberta. So I'm like, oh. So we'll see. We'll see, right?
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Another fingers crossed for me.
Yeah. I just don't want her to be first boot. Okay, next we have Shania Carter. She's 27 from Victoria, BC, and she's a bartender. Really good vibes from this one. She definitely gives me I like her self-deprecating humor.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of very cute and cool, but she's a nerd. She likes anime. She's like, she's like that gamer girl that you see on Twitch or OnlyFans, to be quite honest. Like, it is like that really sexy, like cool
nerdy
gamer
girl,
nerd.
cool
Love her energy. Obviously her bartender stuff, like her bartender, she's like, you see her in her little Hogwarts uniform and dressing up in cosplay type of girl. I like these type of girls. She seems like she's gonna be a shit show though, and
I would agree. I think I got good vibes from her video. She seemed very sweet, very charismatic, very personable. It's probably also like the bartender and her coming out. I don't know how she will do, maybe like strategy wise or like comp wise. I feel like she seems like she'd be able to hold her own. But to me, like she seems like kind of like middle of the pack right now. Like I don't see anyone like being like, oh, she just be the first one to go or anything like that, unless she's a 180 from her video and like when she gets up people can't stand her. But I think just from her video I just got like cute good vibes. Like she seems like someone I'd want to hang around with in the house.
Yeah, same. That's exactly what I got from her too. I love I'm always an advocate for people who are funny, especially when it's self-deprecating. I'm like, oh, I love that. Like,
me too.
It gives me like, oh, you don't take yourself too seriously and you don't have to say that, which I really appreciate. I think that she's going to be in the showmance.
I was going to say the other one with
Dan.
With Dan, I think.
I think she's going to be in a showmance with Dan. She said that she likes her guys to look a little ill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Betty, like sick, ill, like and out of all of them, Dan is the one who's like the skinniest. He's got the painted, he's got the tats, the painted nails. He's kind of like the one that looks the most ill. Which isn't a lot to say because all of them look buff as hell, right? But he's the thinner. He's like that thinner build punk. Like I feel like they would have a lot in common, especially like. Yeah, I feel like they would really get together.
Yeah, I think that's the showmance. She works in the nightlife. Like I can see that kind of like, finding similar interests.
Absolutely.
And I resonate with what you said, Breydon, about her like kind of being middle of the pack. But I, for some reason, feel like she's going to be like for the women, one of the stronger competitors.
That part.
Yeah, like I really feel that. Like maybe it's the gamer that I got as well. Like she's going to, because she games as well. I think that she is going to be she's just going to show us some strong competition.
I hope so, honestly.
I see that, and I'm gonna up you one and say that she's gonna be a good gamer. Like, well, I think she's over her head. I don't think she knows the game, but because she is a gamer, I'll give her a benefit of the doubt, right? But I also don't think she's gonna play with the girls. I think that she's gonna have an opposite effect on the girls, and she's not going to be the girl alliance. She's very much of a guy's girl, and she gives me that vibe. I mean, she's a bartender. She's gonna.
I was gonna say, I think she's like a natural flirt because she's a bartender, and I think that can sometimes be a little, unfortunately, like intimidating to other women, especially like if you're interested in the men, and all the men are like swarming her because she has a very nice body. She's very sweet. She's funny. I could definitely see the girls being like, I can't stand her.
I hate seeing that. I hate when I see girls like not working. And it always happens. It happens in every season.
That part. Every show, every season.
Because I'm always like, yeah, I want to work with the girls. And then you get in there and you're like, I hate you. I hate you.
Yeah, or you want to work with all the girls. For me, I wanted to work with all the girls, and none of the girls wanted to work with each other. And I was like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
I was trying to make sure that all the girls like got along, and she's like, oh, she's a hating asshole, she's jealous, she's this, she's that, and I'm just like, oh no, why
Got it. I hate that.
but yeah, unfortunately I see that for her. I see her gravitating towards the boys
Yeah.
because she does have this just like great sense of humor, but it's obviously just a different kind of sense of humor. And like you said, bartender, that's who she's going to be comfortable around. If she's a gamer, there's not a lot of girl gamers that are just like sitting down playing their Nintendo 64, playing Legend of Zelda. There's not a lot of
I love it though. I love it.
I
because
do.
I don't meet anyone in like my circle or even, that plays games, but
yeah, like I could see her getting along with Daniel because she likes to she plays games, and like maybe they can, connect on that. But I definitely think that she's gonna have a thing for Dan for sure.
Interesting.
We'll see.
Yeah, so we'll see. Okay, we got Ty 2.0. Tyrell. He is a 28 from Toronto. He's a personal trainer. Just like the first Ty, he's a big mama's boy and super sweet. He has been compared a lot to Ty as a Ty 2.0. But what are your thoughts? Oh yeah, there have been a lot of people that have been claiming that he might be the next winner, which I'm like, I don't know about that, but what are your thoughts?
His video like warmed my heart right up. Like it got me right in my feels when I saw it. I was like, what a sweet, genuine man. Like I really appreciated that, I think he said that he was in the military. So that really made me think, okay, a lot of discipline. I think that obviously he's going to be a physical threat. I think that he's going to be a sweet, genuine player. And I hope that he doesn't get blindsided or like, something about that. Like when someone goes in there and their heart is just so like open and I'm going to be loyal and they say those things, I sometimes get concerned that might turn into like, okay, you're playing a little bit with your heart. And then, someone really close to you might backstab you and you might leave on a blind side. I hope it doesn't happen, but that's just kind of the energy that I got because he was so kind and sweet.
I agree with Andrew. I was going to say, he really does give me just a real Toronto man energy. Like when I saw him, I was like, that is a Toronto man. I've ever seen one of my entire life. I feel like he could be strategic. I don't know. To me, he gives kind of like, I'll just like figure it out as I go. I know he said like he's single and ready to mingle. I was looking at his strategy. The strategy, he says, is don't be first, don't be last. But once my cover is blown as a physical, this just sounds like a Toronto man. But once my cover is blown as a physical player, dominate and pick up the outcasts as allies. Me even get some showman, so people think I'm distracted.
Yeah, except that a woman's gonna be his downfall. Basically, he's writing it for himself. He's writing his BBCAN story as
very bad.
As a man who falls in love and messes his game up. That's what I see.
That's what you see?
Oh yeah. I mean, have you seen the women in this house? He's talking about how he's a lover. He's like this, he's a mama's boy. He loves women. He's afraid that he's gonna like fall, he's gonna fall hard. He's gonna he's definitely gonna win a veto and not use it on himself. Like,
no, don't do that.
Oh no.
I mean, I don't know what else to say, but I mean, like, I love him. And the interesting thing is that his mother is almost like is practically my age, and I cannot think of having a child that old. But I mean, it is like his mom had him at 17.
I think it was 15.
I thought it was 17, but like either way, I think that would, it doesn't matter. It would make her either 42. It would make his mom 42 or 44. So yeah, she's my sis or whatnot. Like, and I was like, oh no. So, and there's someone, and I'll talk points about it, but I think that he would, there are definitely people that he would get along with. Obviously, he's going to be part of that Bros Alliance. He's going to find, there's going to be a Jed Ty 2.0, like what is it? What was their alliance?
Undercover Brothers.
The Undercover Brothers. Yeah. Wow.
That's so funny. He's a very handsome man, though, so we'll see.
Yeah,
what happens.
Gives, like Andrew said,
they're all handsome.
Andrew says I'm a jerk. Wait, I forgot to say respectfully that with all due respect, that was like I have nothing against him. I think he's a darling. I think he's the cutest. But yeah.
I think that'll be interesting. I don't see the strategy side to him yet. Mm-hmm. I just see him kind of being like, oh, I'll just like strong my way out of everything, like if I'm on the block, I'll just win myself off. If I need HOH, I'll just win, like it's me to the end. Which, like, sure, sometimes you can win out, but I mean, I feel like you need to rely on some people. You can't be HOH every week.
Yeah, of course. I wonder who would like which girl would, exactly. And I really do wonder. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't have a girl pegged for him yet.
Neither.
It's a kind of a wild card. He's kind of like that wild card, I feel like.
I agree.
So we have Vanessa McTavish. She is 42 from Calgary, a yoga instructor. She is the oldest in the house, which is very surprising. Like, this is very young for being the oldest. In my opinion, like, I'm very surprised. Says she likes alphas. She has a husband, she has kids, she does everything. Wow. The powerhouse. She threw me back with the I love alphas. I was like, girl, no, you need to go out. But it's like I don't like you in the house if you love alphas.
All I'm gonna say is, to me, from a culmination of things that she has said in her video and her interview with Jed, I do worry that she may be the first boo. Simply because, I mean, she said that she can start an argument in a room with nobody in it, which I'm like, girl, we can't be doing that. Like, again, I'm like, you can't just be finding things to find issues with. And I know that she said that her strategy, I think, is to be unapologetically herself, which, like, yeah, for sure. But you also need to, kind of weave your way with other people. Like, you can't just be like, this is me, either deal with it or not, because maybe you'll go home. And I just feel like maybe, again, she could have been nervous. I just felt like her interview with Jed, she seemed, I don't know, just like, she seemed to me like someone that might not be able to read the room.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the vibe I got from her. Again, she might be super sweet, might be the sweetest person, but just from the interview and her video, I was just like, oh, okay. I mean,
Yeah, and like, didn't she say something like, my strategy is to align with an alpha male and then do everything for him?
Yes.
Like, that pains me. That like pains me. Where I'm like, no, you don't want to do that. Like,
Betty, you and I both.
And I love moms. That's why I was like, I was like, damn.
Yeah, like, you don't have to be doing the most. Like, you could just be like.
It angered. You're like, it pained you. It pained you. Yeah. It angered me. I was like, you are an ableist. Like, no, like, I was like, do not come out here and preach, or and say misogyny is okay. No, just like,
well, and like, I love that she. It represent like for like people with alopecia, people with vitiligo, and you did say that she's the oldest contestant, so she's kind of repping for everyone. Like, I feel like she could be that person that really could like rep for everyone. But I just, from the vibes that I was getting from the video and the interview, I just worry that she'll be too unapologetically herself and
Yeah.
be, like, too fixated on, like, the macho man. It might be like, "What's wrong with this girl? Like, is she"
Mhm.
like, she's just giving us awkward vibes, like, "Let's just put her out."
Yeah.
Like,
You know?
they come in really fast. Like, she's actually on my
Exactly.
list of, like, being nominated in the first week.
I
Absolutely.
agree.
I
1000%.
hope that she can prove me wrong. I really do. But
Same.
it was just, like you said, Breydon, some of the things she was saying, I was like, you're gonna come in here either and be like, I'm the oldest and like just doing like,
Mhm.
being extra vocal, starting arguments, whatever it may be, or we'll try and like align with the bros. And I think if you do that too quickly without actually building authentic, like organic relationships, you're just going to be looking like you're trying too hard.
I
So
agree. And
um, I
I
don't
think
know
there's
what's in store for her.
yeah, and I think, like, there's also, like, a big difference between, like, a cool chill mom and, like, a mom that tries to tell you what to do, and I feel like she might be the mom that tries to tell everyone what to do.
Yeah.
Like, she might be bringing, like,
She's
let's say one of the alpha males wins, she's gonna be in there being like, "You need to nominate this person, I'm telling you now.
yeah.
Like, listen to me, I'm telling you what you're gonna need to
She's
do."
very she seems like she's a very loud and in charge type of
Very
woman.
that.
Like given everything that she did in her bio, like I was just like, wow, you are a powerhouse woman. Go for it. That's amazing, but obviously coming in to a house and say you're gonna align, with the alphas and do their laundry and find and she will find what like here's the thing. I think that she gives me first boot vibes. Like, so
Mhm.
like I have about 3 girls that are like like have the potential for, first boot vibes. And she gave me first boot vibes,
Yeah.
but I really would hate to see it because yeah, you're right. She says that she's applied since season 1. 42 again is not that old. That's very sad for anybody to think so.
Yeah.
Andrew's like, I'm rooting for the yoga mom from Calgary. Support older players. She's also a Caribbean girl. Like she's Guyanese. Like, and I mean, just to say that, like, I love me a Caribbean woman. Like, but they're also very
Just, like, opinionated.
yes, yes. Oh, yes.
And that's fine, like, nothing wrong with
Caribbean
being
women
opinionated.
are very strong and opinionated. Like her pet peeve was, did you hear? Like her pet peeve was having the pillow turned in like in the bed, like where like the pillow slit is when you're sleeping with someone and the slit of the pillowcase is inside versus outside. That is her pet peeve. Just
Wow.
imagine she is going to be sleeping with people. Could you
Someone.
imagine? Yeah, next to someone. Could you
That's
believe
what
the
I'm
first week
saying,
and the
like,
first day she's
to
going
be
to tell
very,
somebody
like, "You need
this?
to clean this up, you need to switch this around, like, you
Yeah.
can't be doing this, like, I'm making dinner for everyone, get out of the kitchen." Like, I think it'll
Literally.
just be, like, a lot where you're like, "Okay, girl, like, you need to chill out. Like, let's relax." I have a mom, and, she's not in the house, and I just want her to be here, so
And she's
let's
too
relax.
young, to be a mom of these particular house guests, right? Like
Yeah,
you're
there's
not
some learning.
going to be the mom of a 33-year-old man. Like
Exactly.
that's just not you're not going to be giving those vibes. However, I do see there's a possibility, a slight possibility, and tell me if you kind of see this as well, that she could actually get along with Ty, and Ty might look at her as a mom because she's going to be pretty much the same age as his real life mom, like, so that could be a possibility, and she could get in with a Ty, so to speak, and they could maybe like have a little bit of an alliance, together.
I think that's a fair assessment. If she plays her cards right, you know what I mean?
Of course.
But yeah, I think that's a really fair assessment because I think that based on Ty's video, like he would definitely gravitate to someone that gave him like warm, like mother genuine vibes. So it'll be very interesting to see how that pans out, to be honest. That's a really good point.
Yeah, although very slim, it's like the only angle I have for her
I was
to
like,
like
"Girl,
stay long.
every other Oh, it's like every other sign is pointing the opposite way. But
I'm pulling
we
for
love a
strings.
hopeful queen. Listen, like I said, I hope she proves me wrong. I really like. I hope that she really is like this little sweet, charismatic little mom that just does what she wants. But I did see in the comments that people say that she seems like the type to expose an all women's alliance, and I do worry about that as well. That she'll be like, oh, like these 4 girls came to me and they want to start an alliance. Like, I would at least put 2 of them up this week.
Absolutely. And
Oh,
I hate that. I
Same.
yeah.
like it's one of my it's why I'm dueling with her in terms of like me personally, like whether I'm gonna root for her or not, because if she's, it's a very interesting dynamic for me as
Mhm.
being a woman, that you want to be with alpha men more than you want to see a woman succeed. And that to me on a personal level is hard to digest.
Yeah,
Right. And I can't root for that.
exactly. Like I couldn't have said it better myself. It's already so challenging to be a woman in that house and to play. So like
Hmm.
when someone that you wanna like when another woman kind of I would say, yeah, like sabotages your game simply just because you've asked to align with them, that pisses me off because it's like you women could really go far if they could work in numbers and really collaborate. And it's
Literally.
unfortunate when a girl wants to work with a guy instead. It physically
Yeah.
pains me because I've been in that house and I know how hard it is to get it in. And like, yeah, it just sucks.
Yeah. And like on the other end, look, for anybody in the chat who's to be like, oh, well, that's not really fair. Like she likes who she likes, or it is what it is. I'm not looking for all women to just be in all women's
Oh, of course. You don't
alliances, of
expect
course.
women to just work with them.
But what I don't, what I think it's like, okay, do your thing. If you're going to be attracted to an alpha male and you want to work with the boys, then do that. But don't do that by ratting your own people out. Like that, you
Mhm.
know what I
At the
mean?
expense of others. Yeah.
Take that information, put it in your pocket, and don't be the accessory of,
Yeah, just like use it to your
and the
advantage.
reason that another man is going to win because he
Yeah.
used you and not the other way around. Like that was kind of like my thing,
And it's very likely that like when you're in a male dominated alliance and you're the only woman, that you're at the bottom of the totem pole anyway.
Period.
So it's
Period.
like you might as well use that information that you collect and use it as like a weapon that you can use later in the
Play a
game.
middle girl, work with
No,
the alpha
I
males, be the little female alliance,
absolutely.
and use it to your
Do
advantage.
it, work it. Yeah, like what's gonna hurt? What is it gonna hurt that you're helping the alpha males and have them in your pocket, but you're also a part of a woman's alliance? Like, why couldn't you do both? Like,
Yes,
facts.
you really can.
it's not a I'm for women, so I'm against men. It's like
Yeah.
I'm for women, but I'm also gonna use all of everything I can to
Yeah.
to make myself succeed.
Play
So
for
like,
you.
yeah. So it would be, I think this is going to be an interesting view. Again, I'm really sad that there's no feeds to see how this may or may not
I
actually work.
fear it may not even be an issue. Like it wouldn't have even been a thing anyways.
Right? She might not even get to the point where she would have to even think that way.
Period.
Oh, okay. And then we are down to our last, Zach Nielsen. He
Another
is
Nepo baby.
34, the Nepo baby, the 34, Ottawa. He's from Ottawa, Ontario. He is the Kim Kardashian of Ottawa, but everybody I know from Ottawa says they have no clue who he is. Startup senior vice president and currently the Ms. lookalike. I don't know. What? This guy's an interesting character.
I worry. Listen, I'm gonna just say this. I know that his little strategy really did kill me because he comes across very confident, which isn't a bad thing. I just think I feel like in the Big Brother house, it's okay to be confident to yourself, but sometimes not to other people, because then they
Yeah.
could come across as like arrogant or in other ways. But I know that he said that his strategy is be myself, and when I need to win a comp, I will, guaranteed. So and like the fact that he's a senior senior VP, I do worry that he may have like. And listen, I don't know him. I'm not saying this is him. I'm just saying that he may have like mansplainer vibes.
Mansplainer. Oh my God. He's
Yes.
totally, I
That's
didn't even
just
think
what I
about
worry
that, but
about.
yes, he has mansplainer vibes.
Where you're
100%.
like, okay, let's relax. He's like, yeah, Betty, I don't think you're doing that right. So let me just show you how to do that real quick. And you're like, I
Exactly.
know how to boil water, babe, but thanks. think so.
Exactly. That's the 100% vibe I got from him. Not only did he start his video saying that he was the Kim Kardashian of Ottawa, then he proceeded to tell us that he was going to run for politics. And I was thinking to myself, who is this guy?
He's like, going to be the next prime minister, Betty. We have to look at that face.
It's billion. What did he call himself? Billionaire energy, whatever.
Yeah.
It was just too much. He's my first boot. Number one.
I would love for him to be a first boot. Sorry. Winters Nosy says he's hot as hell. Look, they're all very attractive. He's hot for I don't know, for somebody. He's hot for somebody.
Not that. No, he's hot for somebody.
Oh my God.
He's hot for somebody.
No, this guy is gonna
many people.
He might be hot for someone, definitely not for me, but he is 100% gonna annoy the shit out of people. That's the vibe I got from him. Like you said, Breydon, I feel like he is gonna give that I'm you know what I'm saying?
Like, listen to
I know
me,
everything. Yeah, or forming
I'm the expert, very much where I'm like, oh, I didn't know that you played the game before. So I guess let me just listen to you, I guess.
I bet you he'll also be somebody who name drops anybody he knows as alumni just right away to make it
seem. Oh my God. I will laugh if he tells everybody he knows Emmett. I mean, that's not even a great name to drop. Like, quite honest. With all due respect.
Totally.
He was
He's like, I gotta go.
Left. He's like, I gotta go. No, with all due respect, but it's not. I mean, it's not like Emmett was. Yeah, I don't know.
He's just not.
At least from his video, and like I'm saying, maybe this is just his persona, because I remember with Kevin's video last year, I was very much like, this man is going home first. Like, there is no way people are gonna fall for this. But then.
Andrew's very disappointed in me.
Betty was on it from the jump, but other people were like, no, he's just quiet. Doesn't know what's going on. Which is another wild thing to me, because I'm like, how do you think a grown man doesn't know what he's doing right now? But anyways,
yeah.
But for him, I feel like if he is diverse enough, like in the house, that he can kind of, hide himself. But from his video, it doesn't seem that way.
Yeah. He's like, I'm the senior. What is he? Senior startup president or something. I'm
senior vice president. Yeah. And
billionaire energy. Like, okay.
Andrew is just really embarrassed by me right now. He's just like, no, this is just calm down. I get it. Like, Emmett is an old school BBCAN guy. Like, I met him last year at Betty's at the finale party, and was not impressive, but like it is what it is. Like, so if this guy is anything like his buddy, like look at the cast and tell me who he's gonna get along with other than the bros. Like, I don't know many women that are just going to be like, oh my God, I love this guy. If he starts mansplaining, if he comes in, I mean, even in the house, like, all he eats is grass-fed meat. I hope they put him on slop. Like, what is he going to do? Like, what?
Ew, like, and what did he say about that part where he was like, I eat meat because I am an animal?
Yeah, to be an animal, you have to eat meat. It's just like
I know if I was in that house and he acted like that, immediately I'd be like, no, like he's gotta go, you guys. Like, he's gotta go. But again, he might not act like that in the house.
Like, wait, again, I'm going to say it with all due respect, because I don't know him. And maybe if I met him, like, it would be different. This is totally a first, a first impression. But instead of like a Kim Kardashian, maybe you would say you're the Scott Disick of like the Kardashians, like the person nobody knows except that
seems like
he's with Courtney.
Yeah. Kim saying he's the Kim Kardashian of Ottawa also put like red flags, like he's gonna be like, all eyes on me. Do you know who I am? Like, as I said earlier,
where I'm from.
Exactly, the name dropping, like people like that, I immediately start like just blocking out. Like,
same. Immediately eye roll. It's not even in my mind anymore.
I don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
Still here. That's right. Forgot about
that. And I agree with Jewelry. He's the kind of guy that has to tell people he's an alpha male without being an alpha male. Like he's the kind of guy who has to tell you what he has in order for you to understand.
We really are just dogging on this man and watch him be the sweetest person I've seen on TV. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, here's the thing. Like, if you're gonna come out that hot off the off the bat, you
Mhm.
have to know that there are people that are gonna try to drop you down a couple pegs. Like,
Of
there's
course.
no reason. There's just no, but it won't. He seems like the kind of guy who that won't even matter, because he's giving narcissist vibes. He's giving like those kind of vibes. Like, I'm gonna say all this, and you all can tell me otherwise, but I know my worth, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep on.
I already know that if we get an HOH, it's gonna be like, this is my HOH, and I'm not listening to anybody. It's my decision. I want to do what's best for my game.
Absolutely.
Pull a like Kyle's week 3 in my season, you know what I mean?
But yeah, to me, at least from his video, it's giving like first, second boot. It's giving mansplainer. It's giving
HOH-itis without being HOH ever.
Exactly.
It's just giving like, oh, I run the game, even though like I'm just chilling, like.
He's never watched a season before. Just comes in. He's like, I got a buddy. He came
I
in.
know this guy. I don't know if you know him, Emmett. Yeah.
Yes,
Literally.
he's giving Jewelry. You're on the ball. It's giving toxic masculinity at its very best. I agree. Like, look, I feel bad for saying all these things because it makes it look like I hate men, and obviously that's not the case.
No, I don't.
But this
the
is
vibes that he's giving from the video.
Yeah.
Like, so I apologize if there's anybody who's good friends with this guy who's watching this and watching our assessment later on. We'll know Emmett 2.0. If you watch this and you watch us talking about you, like, don't take offense. We have no idea who you are, but this is just
how he's coming across.
Oh yeah. He could be a Kevin. Who knows? I doubt it, but he could be.
I mean, we both, but
he doesn't even have the reason Kevin was able to do what he did, it was because of the way he looked, and this guy does not look like Kevin. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of have to have like a low-key vibe. There's nothing low-key about this guy. If you were to tell me like who this guy was, I was like, oh, he's a Miz impersonator. Like, he's like a WWE wrestler. I don't know. Like, that's the kind of vibe I get from him. Like, even that smirk, I'm just like, yo, what are you looking at?
It's so interesting because obviously we don't have a live feed, so like people are saying like maybe like the people in the house will feel like how we did, but then like the edit of him will be very like crystal clear.
Yeah. That's one of the things that, looking at this cast, because this is the cast, this is everybody, and I'm gonna remove this so that we can see each other a little better. But you know what, it's just it makes me really sad that we don't have live feeds to watch this shit show. Like, it looks like it would be so good, but maybe they'll be able to edit it to still
be drama,
to still be dramatic and give us a lot of, chaos. But if I see some type of wild edit where this cat right here is just like the main, winner's edit, and just kind of, he can do no wrong, and he's just like the most
America's sweetheart.
Yeah. Trying to get him to be like, Canada's favorite player. I'm gonna have to like I don't know. We're gonna have to sign a petition or something.
Yeah. I bet he's not gonna be Canada's favorite player though. I definitely think that.
I don't think so. It'll be someone from the East Coast for sure.
I really do believe that. But you know what? Who knows? Maybe this guy proves us wrong. Maybe he was just
maybe he's just gonna be a character.
Yeah, but like honestly, it's
as of right now, from our first little taste, it's giving not the best vibes.
Yeah, it's giving me first boot. Like, that's my pick for first boot, for sure.
That would be that would be my pick. Obviously, I picked like 3 other girls, but he's right there too. I have 4. So overall, like, let's kind of recap. Like, who would you say are our favorites? We can go in like favorites, and probably, like you said, first boots, and I don't know, maybe a showman's here and there if you have like a really strong prediction. we can just come back like in the middle of the season and we can be like, Betty was right. She did.
Period.
You go
start, Betty.
first.
No, you can start.
Like I said, Kuzie is definitely my number one pick for the winner. Like I believe that she will win this game. BBCAN season 11. I really do. I 100% think Zach will be out first boot. I think that he's actually going to get put on the block from a veto. That's just what I see.
Ooh, not a bad door.
Kind of like a backdoor, maybe?
Yeah, like a backdoor, like first week. Big move. That's what I'm seeing. And then for showmance, I really do think that it's going to be. I actually echo what you said, Jess, about it being was it Cheyenne?
Shania.
Shania, my apologies. Her and Dan, and then or her and Roberto.
Okay. How about you?
I think again I agree with Betty. Big Daddy K is my top pick, probably followed by Daniel. I think just like Betty said, I think for sure though, I think Claudia and Roberto will probably for sure be in a showmance. I just really foresee it. They're both gonna be like little cute little flirty people together. I'm like, oh my god, I guess I do kind of like you. So I think they'll be that. And then first boo, I see either being unfortunately Vanessa or Zach. I see those two being like just the first two that just from the vibes from their videos that like out of everyone, if they're not HOH or veto holders, I just feel like people will be like, you can put them up like they don't really give like the best vibes to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for all of you guys, anybody in the chat, like let us know who your top to win is, who your first boot is, and maybe a showmance. Let us know, and I'll just put them up as we're talking. But for me, gosh, I guess this is just like all Kuzie love and whatnot. I'm gonna stick with Daniel. Don't get me wrong, I would love Kuzie to win as well. I just like I chose Daniel for a specific reason. So if it's not Daniel, I feel like Kuzie is a good second, and if she is the first, and even that's great. But that's kind of my hand in hand is either Daniel or Kuzie. I see so many different showances. It's wild. But the two that I do see, like you said, Betty, is the Dan and Shania. That feels like it's gonna happen almost instantaneously. And the Claudia and Roberto, or at least Claudia on Roberto's, like in terms of like how she's gonna maybe
very that
like love Roberto. I'm still kind of unclear whether that's going to be his type or not, but I'm sure that it's going to be hers. So, and then, I see kind of this little sister, big bro thing happening with Jonathan and Claudia. I think that would be great. I can see, a little alliance forming with Vanessa and Ty if she doesn't get first out. But I think first boot for me, I'm gonna say, gosh, there's so many first boot potentials. And that's what's wild, because none of them really have a lot of experience with the game. So I feel like this is really a crapshoot. And the super fans might actually be at a disadvantage because there's not going to be many people for them to play with that know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that even puts them in danger, I think, a little bit in terms of like who they would trust and to keep around. But I think who did I say? I'm gonna stick with Anika because she just gave me that vibe. I think she's gonna go in and people are gonna be like, what the hell is she trying to do? Like,
well, also I was gonna say, hasn't almost every first boot been a woman except for BBCAN5?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know those stats.
So.
Wow.
I think BBCAN5 I think is the only season that a woman didn't go home first. I think. Don't quote me on this, but I think so. So like it would add up.
Oh,
There we go.
wow.
Well, then I'm definitely going to stick with my answer because I really hope that we can break that cycle. I hope that it's Zach as the first boot.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Joseph says Daniel to win. Wow. Okay. Daniel to win. Zach first boot. Roberto will cause cat fights because I see all the girls falling for him. He says my top win is Jonathan. Okay. And I think Claudia will get dragged to the end and lose. A lot of people. My top pick is Daniel. First boot is probably Vanessa.
Got it.
Okay. First boots, Vanessa or Zach. Yeah, it seems. Let's see with jewelry. Says this is my possible list from first boots to win. Oh wow, they have the whole list. Okay. We're gonna have to screenshot this and be like, how close to this is this happening? So it'd be Kuzie, first boot. From first boot, do you think Kuzie's gonna be a first boot?
No, I think it says this is my from first boot to win. Oh, okay, yeah. Wow.
That's a hot take, jewelry. That is a hot take. I don't know. No, I couldn't. Not even with her accent. Her accent alone will make people want to keep her.
African queen. Also, I think it's so amazing that I think that Amal has type 1 diabetes. So that'll be like very interesting to like see her talk about that and how that like affects her during the game.
Oh wow! Oh, I didn't know that. Oh wow, that would be very, very interesting. Now, before we leave, because I know we've already been here for quite some time, have you all heard? Have you seen pictures of the house? Have you heard the rumors? We've seen a couple of pictures come out, and it's giving me Hogwarts vibes. But it does look like Hogwarts, doesn't it? Like I feel like, huh?
I think it's giving very medieval vibes.
Yeah.
Very that. It's giving.
I think it was the HOH. It was the HOH doors, like that. Just looked like it was like it looked very Hogwarts.
I know someone was saying that. I mean, just totally going a different direction, but I know someone was saying that they are wondering if there'll be like a battle of the block this season because of like the words on the HOH door, which is like came, saw, conquered, or whatever. So like maybe they're alluding to that, you know?
Huh.
Like an HOH battle?
Yeah, like a battle of the block.
Wow.
Ooh, that would be such a cool twist. That's a very good idea.
You know, it's like murder mystery. It's called the BBCAN Manor. So, you know, it's me giving very Bridgerton, which honestly, side note, also probably means that the little BBCAN awards outfits will be like Bridgerton inspired, which is very cute to me.
Okay. Does it very very kind of not antique. What would the word be? I guess you would the medieval. I wasn't really looking for medieval in terms of that, but I also heard or read that this is going to surprise a lot of us. First of all, the house tour has not happened. It was scheduled to happen the Tuesday before, right? Like the
released on the 7th.
It's going to be released on the 7th, so it's going to be released on Tuesday. But we got some info from Aaron Brock, who's a producer of BBCAN, saying that we're going to be very surprised with the changes in the house because there was a good amount of structural changes, and it's the most house that BBCAN has ever had. Like it looks like more of a house than ever before, which is kind of interesting because I always looked at your house as on all your seasons. Like I've always had a headache just looking at it because I'm like, this looks like a set. It does not feel like a house. And I don't know how that feels. Like
it's overstimulating. The lights are on. Like it's so.
I don't know how you did it, Betty, because your house was so reflective that I remember when the house like leaked, I was like, this would give me a headache. Like all day I'd be like, my God.
And your eyes have to adjust to it. And I remember for the first little bit, my eyes always looked like really bloodshot. And I was like, it was so much. It was just so intense. I'm actually so excited to see these structural changes as well. Because I'm like, wow, how can it look more like a house? You know what I mean? Like, what have they done? I'm so curious.
Yeah, probably maybe change a couple of structural
like
places. Yeah, like the staircases, probably. Yeah. I don't know. You all have a lot of light. I mean, we had lights, but y'all have a ton of lights. I just don't know how you were able to adjust with that. But yeah, I think that Erin also mentioned, and for those who are wondering in the chat, this is something that you can that you can go on the BBCAN website and actually read the you can read the article when she talks about it. But she was talking about there being some new twists, and you know how typically you all with BB Canada lean very heavily on your themes. But that, you know, this is going to be kind of light, but I feel it gives me very murder mystery to me, like murder mystery vibes. So, you know, the whole you know, seeing Yirsaw with a magnifying glass, you know, kind of like a whodunit or a search for this, you know, type of thing. Wait, I forget, on your seasons, did you have to look? I know you, Betty, you had a lot of things going on your season, especially with all those doors. You're just kind of like every day were you like wondering like what the hell else was gonna like just pop open?
Totally. I was like studying the door numbers, like thinking like something was going to like pop out at us. Like I had no idea. I just knew that the doors had some sort of relevance. And then they ended up not having any relevance other than that one comp, which wasn't even really that big of a deal. It was just like, you remember with the alumni that were in the doors? So anyway, it was just, like, it was like a lot, and it wasn't.
It always be like that, girl. It always be like that.
Do you know what I mean? Where you're like, oh my God, is this like going to be a secret door or something? I mean, I guess in watching the season, there was where Jace had that opportunity to have that secret power. So I guess that door kind of opened, but I was just like, I thought there'd be a little bit more to them.
Yeah, it seems like these twists are pretty good. They're new. She said there were going to be a few old ones, but I'm like, isn't that Big Brother every year? I don't know. I feel like that's how you see Big Brother all the time. Maybe the secret, maybe another secret veto. Andrew is always wanting to talk about Yirsa's new look, obviously.
Yeah, Slade Ollie.
I mean, she can literally do no wrong. It's like, I mean, it was the least she can do after, you know, to do before she told us there were going to be no feeds.
Right?
You know, the hair.
We'll be like, at least her hair is fabulous.
It was a nice, I think, like a nice like refresh, you know, for like a new season, almost like a new decade of BB, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, we are. Well, I can't say we. I'm just gonna say I'm excited. Obviously, there's a lot of bad things about us just not being able to see, you know, these feeds. People, I mean, we never got to see first week feeds, so that, you know, we won't miss. But it does. I'm hoping that because we're doing these shows back to back to back, and we're giving them so much time to edit, that we do come out with good quality, a good quality show, and that they don't leave a lot of things left, you know, left unsaid, because that's what the live feeds were for, right? I know everybody's like, oh, someone said the digital dailies better not let us down. Yes, we do still have some digital dailies. We have no idea. What do you all think these digital dailies are going to be?
I mean, I would like to think that like it'll, because did they say it's like 30 minutes or something of like unedited
footage?
Yeah, but like I would hope that maybe it's like more strategy based, or like more like diving into like why something happened. But I worry that like they'll all just be like cute moments, like how Betty's season, like they did like the fashion show, and like how my season we had like a rap. Like I just worry like that will be like the 30 minutes where it's like, oh, okay, I watched them do a fashion show, I guess. That was fun.
Yeah, or when you're on the website and then you see the like uncut footage.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, you missed maybe like something funny between two house guests. Like that's how I kind of see it playing out.
I agree.
I don't necessarily know if it's going to be like, you know, the deep strategy behind maybe why a decision was made. Like maybe that will be reflected in the episode. But I just really think it might just be, like you said, Breydon, like cute, fun, like
lighthearted moments. Yeah. Like,
oh,
These
This
two
is a good
laughing.
question. This is a good question. Oh, not that one. Sorry. Rudy says, but are they like gonna tell us who won the veto? Do you think these digital dailies are gonna tell us, like, say the digital daily on a Saturday is gonna tell us who the new HOH is? Are we gonna get spoilers? Is this digital daily going to be a spoiler? Are we gonna be able to know who won the veto before they won the veto? Like, is this something that we're gonna know, or is this digital daily just gonna be like you said, just kind of that
Yeah,
fluff?
and I know like a lot of people are also worried that it'll be like a basically like 30-minute like sponsored little video where it's like, oh my God, here we are using you know, our Expedia wall to figure out where we want to go after the show. You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that I know people are really worried about. So I hope that, you know, it's a little bit more like insightful and a little bit more or like relatable back to at least like the live feeds where like they can kind of be a little bit similar and it's not just like, oh, here's these two house guests laughing about something in a bed for 30 minutes or, you know, like something silly like that.
Yeah.
I really do hope like a lot. Someone said bye, not them brushing their teeth with their with your Panasonic or their Sonic brushes. You loved those, right, Betty?
No,
Were they your favorite?
No, like, I never. Well, I mean, I did like it. It was so great that we got them, and it was wonderful. But I hate personally any electronic toothbrushes. I don't like the way when they vibrate. Like I just like a regular. So I was never really using it, but I appreciated that we got them. So shout out to what was it, Vista? What were they called again?
Sonic.
I think it's Philips Sonicare, right?
Philips Sonicare. That was what it was. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I also wonder who like the 10th like unknown sponsor is.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like you have the most random sponsors. Like, well, I mean, Wendy's is obviously just a tell like that. Of course, I'd be so surprised if the press release said Wendy's is no longer a sponsor. I'd be like, what? Yeah. I'll stop eating Wendy's every Wednesday while I'm watching you guys because that's all I do, you know. Oh, so Jewelry said watch it be Tim Hortons. Do you think?
No.
You think?
No, I think there's too many. I just don't think they'd have one. I mean, they could have Wendy's and Tim Hortons. I just feel like they're gonna pick one like fast food chain to pick.
By not Blockbuster. Someone said.
Not that.
Someone said Blockbuster.
I saw someone. I've seen a lot of people say they think it might be Paramount Plus.
Ooh.
Huh. That would be a very interesting thing. One of the things that Aaron also kind of talked about, because it was a question, was about the possibility of there being a BBCAN versus BBUS season. And that was a very interesting thing because she didn't say yes and she didn't say no. She kind of alluded to the fact that that could definitely be a possibility in the future. And so that would be a very interesting thing. I think that if the 10th sponsor is someone like Paramount Plus, and given that Paramount Plus does have, wait, you guys do you have Paramount Plus in Canada?
I think we do. I just think there's like limited shows that we can watch on it. Like it's not the same as like your guys's. Yeah,
because I mean, we can see all of except Betty Season's not on there yet, but we have all of BB Canada 1 through 7 and 9.
Nice.
Because, you know, 8 is just the lost season. It's just, it's been buried, poor things. But yeah, so it would make sense that it would be a Paramount Plus as a 10th sponsor to maybe potentially have a US versus Canada season at some point. That would make if Paramount Plus is, then maybe this US versus Canada BB season might happen sooner than later. That'd be very interesting.
You never know.
Final three. Okay. I just wanted to.
But he's like, don't include me in nothing. That's for sure.
You know, just know that if I happen to see you at any point in time, I got you guys.
I got your back for sure. 100.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun with you. We had so much fun with you, Betty. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Please tell us that you're coming back on the show so that we can talk and recap.
Yes, of course. Like once we get a couple episodes in, I would love to come back and talk some shit. So let's do it.
Yes. You already know our vibe, girl. You already know our vibe. This is what it's gonna be. Everybody who's in the chat, thank you so much for being a part of this with us. For those who didn't get to watch the live but are watching later on, thank you so much. Everybody, whoever, if this is your first time, actually, I always say this, make sure you click like and subscribe to click the bell to receive those notifications. So for those who are still unclear about when the BB Canada season starts, it's going to be Wednesday, March 8th, following Survivor, right? And
I think so.
Yeah, it should be a 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain. I'm so bad at these times, but it's now going to be every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern to watch the veto, and then Thursday is a 7 p.m. Eastern for eviction nights, which kind of gives it, I know it's kind of so odd, right? Like to see that, because that's definitely not the schedule we are so used to. Totally. And to just have Big Brother 3 days in a row, and then all of a sudden on a Thursday, okay, we don't have them anymore, eviction, and not know the HOH until that following Tuesday.
Yeah,
I don't know how we're gonna deal, and I think that's one of the biggest, maybe the biggest turnoffs for a live feeder and a super fan who actually has so used to seeing this day by day by day by day, like, you know, BB Canada and BB US alike, that consumes your season. It's, you know, it's like, yeah, it's wild. But
here's to hoping I want to call them daily doubles. I have no idea. It's because of Jeopardy.
Me too. I said daily doubles, but daily double is actually a McDonald's. It's a McDonald's burger. It's a McDonald's burger for us. So I always want to say daily double because it's a McDonald's burger. But yeah.
Hoping. We'll see.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. People are saying, please, more Betty. Agreed.
Of course.
Period. Absolutely. And we have other people. We have other people in the works too that we can bring in as well. Like we do have. I believe Moose is in the works. We have definitely like a few more. Betty, you're always. I mean, sometimes we have up to like 4 or 5 people on the show. So we're hoping that the show is so lit that we'll want to like talk about it all the time. So I'm hoping for a super chaotic, messy season, because that's what we need in order for this to like really catch our attention. Yeah, for this to catch our attention.
100%. I can't wait. I'm having full faith in BBCAN to produce some like fire this season. So let's see how it goes.
Absolutely. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much. We love you.
Oh, wait. Is Betty gone? Not you exiting it.
I did. Look, this is
Queen Betty gone?
Yeah, Betty left, but yeah. I pressed the wrong button. I have no idea what I'm doing, guys. This is the first of many.
I'm screaming.
That you gotta love us. Okay, love you guys.